peeps. If you can hear anyone crying, it's Justin. He's gone down for a nap, but he's been nattering to himself, looking at some books. He's just been shouting me, but he's tired, so I'm sort of ignoring him because he will go to sleep. Have a little rest. He did it yesterday because I went to friends. He got up early. If he gets up early before the sort of normal rest he has, he's still ratty, so, you know, I'm just persevere because he will go to sleep in a minute for half an hour or an hour. And then he's always better when he wakes up. But, yeah, I just wanted to talk about my trip to London at weekend, which I've just left for a bit because obviously things happened in London after things happening in Manchester with the attacks. And obviously I've told you before, I live about 10-15 minutes away from Manchester. So it was a bit strange coming from Manchester, going from Manchester train station, feeling a bit, you know, of everything, going to London and it happening down there, you know, when I visited down there, and it was my first time in London. I'm 40, I've never been to London. But I won't, I don't mean dwell, but, you know, I'll talk about my feelings, what I think about all this at the end. But at the minute I'll do, you know, when I went to London, because obviously I did have a nice time there before I found out about what happened. So I will talk about, that's why I didn't come on straight away, because I got back on Sunday. I had some snippets of pictures on Instagram, but, you know, I just wanted to leave it again a couple of days. But I don't want to leave it, because obviously I went to London, you know, and I did have a nice time. But anyway, yeah, I just feel daft talking about it, but I did go, so I'm going to talk about it, but I'll talk about that a bit later. But anyway, yeah, me and my sister went last Friday, and we got the train down. You know, we got ourselves a meal deal sandwich. You know, we weren't in first class or anything. That's the thing I'll tell you about when we came back. You know, on Virgin train, I tend to not. I'm not very good at travelling, me, but even on the train, because it was 2 hours there from Manchester. It was very rocky for a train, because I've never probably been that long on a train. I know it sounds daft, but I haven't. And sometimes I feel a bit sick, and I thought I was facing the right way, because I think normally if I face the way it's going, I'm okay. Is it the way around? I can't remember. But halfway there, I was feeling really oh, because it was it felt like when you're on an aeroplane and it sort of does that a bit. It was just a bit like that halfway there, and I was like, oh, it's making me feel sick. And it was really warm because it was a nice weekend, and when I get warm, I feel a bit tired and sick. And me and my sister were feeling really knackered, and I kept saying, oh, maybe it's because we didn't have the kids, because she's got a little one as well, you know, younger ones, because we've both got two teenagers, and then, you know, younger ones, 2, and hers is under. To me, it's like your body gives up. As soon as you know you haven't got your kids, it's like, oh, I could just sleep, you know, get some sleep and follow them early mornings, you get up or whatever. But I don't know. We were just feeling quite tired when we got down there. We got down there, and I won't lie, we got to Euston Station, and we were stood outside waiting for a friend to pick us up in an Uber. And we got off, and it was a warm day, but it was stuffy in London. I think it tends to be more down there. You know, they don't get as much wet weather, especially as we do in Manchester anyway, up north. But, yeah, it was quite stuffy and warm. And we were waiting. And I won't lie, I did feel a bit you know, looking about, because there's different, you know, it's very multicultural, this, that, and the other. Though it is up my way in Manchester, but after the attacks, I did feel a bit you know, I wonder if anything's going to go off, because it was so, I don't know, you know what I mean, with just everything going on. But a friend picked us up, and then we went to her apartment, which was lovely, and it was if I'd have been dropped off with a blindfold and didn't know where I was, I would have thought I was abroad, because she lives in these apartments, because she has a good job in that, these apartments, but they felt like, because they all had little balconies on that, it just felt like you were abroad, you know, when your hotel balcony sort of thing, an apartment. And then when we went there, looking out, because the kitchen went onto the little, it's only a little veranda thing, whatever you call it, balcony. It wasn't a massive balcony. Everyone had one, so you walk, when you're in the kitchen areas, like little doors open to that area, and like you could see, you know, your neighbours. And I was thinking, God, it must be really nice in summer, you know, like when everyone's sat out, but you can hear everyone talking, which you said you could, and you can hear conversations going on about women talking about men and this, that, and the other. But when everyone has the candles out in summer, it's, you know, really nice. And it reminded me of a book that I was reading, where there was a girl in London trying to find a man, and she lived in this apartment, and I don't know, it just reminded me of the book. Like, that's where I imagined she'd sort of live when she went out on a balcony and stuff like that. So that was cute. And then I think the first night, Friday night, we just got a takeaway, which they kindly got. Chicken, I'll talk about that in a moment. Chicken, what was it? Chicken tikka, some other bits, and we just all had a bit of whatever. And we just stayed in that night because we were a bit tired anyway, but obviously we knew we were going to go and do things on Saturday, visiting, or, you know, the tourists, whatever you do. But yeah, I did have chicken because, funnily enough, I was going to try and introduce a bit of meat again to see how I felt, or a bit of fish or something, or because I haven't got these vitamins yet. You know, I was saying about my arms, but I'm not too entirely sure that it is lack of something or meat or whatever, but I thought I'll try it over weekend, see how my arms are feeling, and I'll try. So we had chicken tikka, which was nice. It didn't make me overthink, like, oh my God, I have to have meat. But I thought I'll try some meat over weekend, and like, because she was cooking as a breakfast on the Saturday morning, and I weren't going to be all like, oh, I'm not eating this and that. So I thought, no. So I did have a bit of bacon, a sausage, just beans, mushrooms, and toast, and might be something else, can't remember. But yeah, it was all right. It was quite nice, because I've not had it for ages. Special bacon, well, I can't say special bacon, I just haven't been eating meat, but it was nice. And I didn't think, it was weird, because I thought if I tasted meat again, would I be all like drooling and being like, yeah, God, I need to eat meat, or would it just be like, this tastes weird? I don't know, because I think on the Thursday, when my mum came down, she was looking after the eldest kids, I think she bought some meat thing, and she said, oh, you alright eating? I said, no. I said I was going to try it again. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on in my body at the minute with my funny arms. So she did get something. I think that was chicken, but I can't remember what it was we were eating, but I was sat there thinking, I don't taste of anything like it. I don't know, I was expecting it to be like dead tasty, and like, because I hadn't eaten meat for so long, that I'd be like I said, drooling. It'd be like, oh my God, it's so tasty. And it was like, I was like, don't know. So I'm still a bit like, but I am introducing a bit of me. Even if I decide I don't want to, I won't do it. Or even if I decide maybe I'll just do little bits, so maybe I'll have a little bit. Because I was only really a chicken and fish eater. It wasn't really like I had red meat a lot or anything like that. But I may introduce a little bit back, but do more plant-based versus, like, I don't know, 80-20. I don't know. It just depends. I'm not one of them who's going to be like, yes, I'm dead. I've said this and I've said that. I'm just seeing. So I did have meat at the weekend. Didn't have a lot of it, but I did have it. And sorry to say, I did enjoy it. I wasn't overly like, whoa, God, yeah. It's made me think, yes, I'm definitely eating meat every day and whatever. No, it didn't make me feel like that. It was okay. So anyway, we had that and we went to sleep. And in the morning, had to cook breakfast. And my sister's friend, because the two twins live down there. They are from up north, but because she kept going on about Manchester and the Northerners are great, and us Northerners and blah 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 blah. And I did notice a bit of sorry if anyone's watching. Some Southerners were a bit like they say, I was like, oh, they don't care, do they, when they're rushing about and, like, you know, seemed a bit ruder. I'm not saying you all are, but some of the ones that I came across were a little bit. But I'm sure that's just, I reckon, because it's so busy in London that people just sort of are like, no, running about. I don't know. I'll tell you a story after. So yeah, so her friend was like, where do you want to go? Do you want to go and see, like, you know, that London Eye area where all that was, and, you know, like London Bridge, the sort of tourism places where you go, you know, Buckingham Palace and all that. But I was more like, no, you know, we'll just go and we'll go to I really wanted to go to Portobello Market, or any of the markets that we had, like vintage stuff, but I sort of heard about Portobello Market, so I really wanted to go there, and it was only like 15 minutes, 20 minutes away from where she lived, 15 minutes or something, and we walked it anyway because it was so warm, it was so lovely. So I wanted to go there and just have a look around. Didn't really buy anything, because I wasn't really going down there to buy, like, you know, sounds a bit daft really, treating myself, because I didn't really have that much money to do it. But I thought, obviously, if I ever go again, I'll save some money and have a look down there, because I did really enjoy it in Portobello Market. I could have brought a couple of things, but like I said, the only thing is, when we went in the vintage part of it, there was some, you know, I'm talking about proper vintage clothes, which would have been probably like a little bit dearer on the market than normal, like, market clothes for the vintage stuff, proper vintage stuff, not like replicas or, you know, ones that look vintagey sort of styling. And, you know, a lot of smaller in size, like I said, because I want to lose a bit of weight. I mean, like, you could think, oh, I'll buy it and then when I get into it. But I've done that loads of times, bought something smaller, and I've not got into it, so it's been a waste. I might get there, but, like, I'd rather get things that are, like, you know, my size I'm in now, because you can have it taken in, like I said before. So it was just nice to walk about, you know, stroll about casually and look at things. And I just really enjoyed looking at other people, different cultures, the different foods that were there. Even though we get this in Manchester, but I don't tend to go into town a lot, but I need to start doing it. It's not put me off not to go to Manchester, you know, not to go into the city centre. But it was just nice to look at other people and the way they're dressed, and that's what I love, because, you know, I go on about, oh, I was thinking I could be a bit gothy or I could be a bit this, I like retro, I do like a bit of everything. It's just nice that, you know, people down there, and in Manchester too, you know, will just dress whatever, and no one bats an eyelid really, because there's so many different people walking around with so many different styles, so it's good. I loved all that. We did go into a bar, I can't remember what it was called, for some Pimm's, and we sat there chatting, and I was just looking out the window, like looking at people's style and market, how busy it was and stuff like that. So that was really nice. We were down there quite a time, and I don't know if it's because me and my sister kept saying, still feel really tired. I can't keep going around saying we're really tired, but we were tired again. But I don't know if that was being out in the sun again, because it was quite warm, you know, when you've been out, and because we were in the market outside, seemed to tire us out a bit again. So we didn't go doing all, like, you know, Buckingham Palace and all that. I'd love to do that one time, but we didn't do that. It was just like really around the markets and stuff, and we got a drink, and then we sort of made our way back, because we were going out, and we had to be out for, I think our show started at 7:30, Wicked, so we knew we didn't have that long to have, like, because we were going to get something to eat before we went to Wicked, to get back, get changed, and then get the tube, because we didn't really know how long that was going to take. Like, I think we had to get two tube trains there. You know, we had to give ourselves a bit of time to get there, and also a bit of time because we were going to look for somewhere to eat and then go to the show. So we got ready. I think, did we get dropped off? I can't remember. If we got dropped off. I think we got dropped off. Yeah, we got dropped off at the tube. And I was like, oh, my sister's like, when you come to London, you got to do the tube. And I'm like, I'm all right, mate. It's just if things are like, you know, everyone around you like that, I'm like, oh. But the first tube train we got on, there wasn't a lot of people on it. I think the second one was busier, you know, when you like just have visions of everyone like heads squashed up to the windows like that. But this guy got up so my sister could sit down. So I sat down and she sat with me because she's like a little thing, so she don't weigh that much. So she sat with me. We got off and like, obviously we're blind because this guy was like, oh, yeah, you can tell you two tourists, where are you looking for, this, that, and if you know like, the information, people who show you around. And literally, we were looking, Wicked was like over there. It's literally across the road with a big, you know, poster with Wicked on, not that we saw it. So basically it was like, yeah, it's there, and if you go up that way, there's food, you know, places up there, wow, wow. So I'd put my little boots I got off eBay that I showed in Witchy Ways or something. They were the little black ones with the lace at the back because they're a heel, but they're not too high. Because I would recommend if you go to London, don't wear high heels. There's a lot of walking. There was a lot of walking for us. So my sister had put these little, and mine were all right, and they were boots, ankle boots. My sister put these little stilettos on. They weren't massive because we were going out, and she didn't think like, we knew the theatre was near, so we didn't think we'd be walking a lot, and then we were going to get an Uber to where her friends were later on to have a night out somewhere, so we didn't think we'd be walking that much. As soon as she started walking, she was like, oh, my foot. She got a blister, and that was like, she had to take her shoes off walking around London. She's like, okay, I'm just going to have to take them off until I get to where we're eating and like put something in my shoe. So I was laughing at her, but a woman we stopped in the street, she was like, we were looking for Frank and Benny's, and she was like, oh yeah, it's up there, and walked around here, and we walked all around in this like figure eight, no Frank and Benny's. And I said to my sister, maybe they don't do Frank and Benny's, we'll just go to whatever. We literally found out in the end anyway, after her getting a big blister on the foot, that literally it was in the train station above, like it is in Manchester, your food court bit upstairs. So we were like, oh. So we got there and we managed to get something to eat, and had like 5 minutes to spare when we got to the theatre. And what did I eat? I think my sister had spaghetti and meatballs, and I had meat again because I thought, no, I'm going to try it this weekend and see. So I had like a chicken, or was it like chicken breast? Then it had cheese on it. Then it had a bit of pulled pork and a bit of bacon on top. Something with fries, onion rings and sweet corn. Had that, and we nipped in the chemist, and my sister got some plasters and sat down and stuck that on her foot, and then that was better. It was like the blister ones, so her feet were all right. We literally got to the Wicked, the theatre that was playing Wicked, and we literally had like a couple of minutes before they said, right, everyone go to the seats. So I just ran up to the stall in front of me and just grabbed the programme, because I don't normally get programmes when I go to places, but I thought I can't not, because Wicked is, if anyone doesn't know, when I go on about vintage, I've got little victory rolls in today because I'm trying to grow my hair down again. It seems like I had pointier bits here, my longest bits were here because I had the A-line bob, which is growing again, but they're a bit longer, so I'm pinning them up out of the way, and I can hear Finn shouting, in little victory rolls, and I think it looks okay. So yeah, with all that, is because The Wizard of Oz, you know, the original, is one of my favourite films, and that's another thing I'll talk about later. So I picked this up and thought I'd love to actually frame it, have it on the wall, because I just love it. I just had to get it because I thought, coming to London to watch it, I'm just going to have to get it. And then I also grabbed, I've listened to a bit of it, the CD, you know, the new musical, the soundtrack thing, whatever you call it. I think that was 20, and the book was 18. 18, wasn't 18. The book was 8, the programme, and I think the CD was 20, if I'm right. Anyway, we got in, and my sister kept saying, oh yeah, the seats are all right that we've got, but it says on reviews that they're a bit, or what was it like, in certain parts you couldn't see. I don't know what she meant. I was just like, what? And then when I looked down, I said, what? We sat in front of the pillar there, so you've got this pillar and you can't really see round it. So she was laughing. But we were 3 rows from the front, so I was like, no way, we're 3 rows from the front. I didn't think we were this close, which was brilliant. And all it was is what do you call it, like not distraction, or whatever. Is where the stage was. There was 2 things at the side where people went up, and you know the flying monkeys in the Wizard of Oz would climb up and hang off and all that, and they were doing singing up there. The bits that came down the side, because the characters were mainly in the middle, obviously, but when they went off to that side a little bit, is it obscured? Is the word obscured? You couldn't see properly, but that didn't matter because they weren't really over there. So with 3 rows from the front, it was brilliant. The only thing was, there was I I was sat in number 13, which I thought was really funny. My seat was number 13. There was a young lad there, bless him. He was Down syndrome, so he was sat next to me, and I know they can be quite, and I don't mean this in a bad way, like loving and stuff, and like if they didn't like someone, and he was leaning on me a bit and all that, and I was like, oh, it's okay, fine. And then I was watching it, and he only made me laugh because he kept turning around every 5 minutes, and he was like, my face was there, and he was like this, and he was watching, and I was like, so I had to sort of like be like, open my eyes, like when something came on, when they were doing something, like, oh. So he'd look back at what was going on, because I don't know, I think he was with his dad, but I don't know if his dad had gone to watch it and had took him along, took him with him, or if he was into Wicked Wizard of Oz or whatever, and it was for him, because I know it was about 2 hours. I think it was about 2 hours, and then you had a half an hour interval, so say like 2.5 hours, nearly 3 hours. I remember him yawning quite a bit, and he was getting a bit like, when he was looking around, and when things were going on, sometimes he was a bit like, like, probably might have been a bit too long for him with, what's the word? Not concentrating. Lost a bit of, what's the word? Like concentration of watching it, you know what I mean? Might have been a bit too long for him, but I don't know what the situation was with who was going seeing it off. They just decided to sort of go together, but yeah, he was sweet. It was okay. We were clapping and that, and he was clapping, so I think he enjoyed it, but I think it may have been a bit too long for him. What is that word? Yeah, he was just looking around a lot and stuff, and I thought, oh, when he was yawning a bit, because the only thing I get when I'm in theatres, even watching the pictures, I get bum ache, and then when you start sliding down, and I was down here at one point, and then I was like, oh, my back, and then I was like trying to sit up, felt a bit tired, and that wasn't because the show was rubbish or anything. It was brilliant, I loved it. It was because it was dead warm in there, so me and my sister again were going, God, I feel dead tired again. Like, and someone saying, oh, did you have alcohol in there? I said, no, I would have been asleep. Not because, like I said, the show was boring. It was just too warm. So I think we had an ice cream in the interval. And then, yeah, I think we just had an ice cream and then watched the rest of it. It was great. And the I can never say your name, the Green Witch in it, Elphaba. Is it Elphaba? Elphaba? I can never say it. I mean, Glinda was brilliant in it as well. He plays Glinda the Witch. And Elphaba, I can't say, the Green Witch. Her voice was amazing, especially when she was singing. Which one was it? Defying Gravity. If anyone's heard it, it was mega. So I just loved it. Glad I went to see it. When we came out, it was quite funny as well. Glinda in it was quite funny. She was a bit like, because it was when they were at university and how they met. It's a totally different story. It's not. It is at the Emerald City, and it is the witches and a snippet of Dorothy and little bits that you get from the Wizard of Oz. But it's a completely different story about how they met and the story behind that. Not like, it's not the story of Dorothy was in it when she went to Munchkin Land and she followed the Yellow Brick Road. It's not that, but it's good. I enjoyed it. But when we came out of there, oh yeah, I was just saying, because Glinda, she was funny in it. She reminded me a bit of Legally Blonde, the Legally Blonde film, because she's got blonde hair and she's a bit like, a bit blonde basically in it. That's what she says in it as well. It's not just me saying that. But when we came out, the doors opened at the side. We went out. It had been raining, but it stopped. And a friend was sent an Uber for us, but it didn't come. Or it came and went past us, we didn't know, and we were hanging around for ages, and we just ended up jumping in a black cab. Didn't cost us that much, cost us £15. We didn't really know where we were going. We had to go to this hotel where they were, and I was like, oh my God, it's going to be dead posh, and we won't be able to afford a drink in there, and it'd be like, oh my God. But we got there, and me and my sister walked in, and we were like, oh my God. But we didn't stay in there, because it was very like, the doorman on the door, and we were like, oh, don't know why my voice feels dry. So they were like, no, this lady was talking to us and she's recommended this place to go to where they've got like 80s music and it's a really good night. So we followed them down the road and it was in Soho, I think. We went through Soho. It looks like red light district. Went down there, come to this like tapas bar, and I was like, right, it only looks small, like tapas doesn't look like there's anybody dancing in there or anything. She went, oh, I don't know. Anyway, the bouncer was like, because we said this lady had recommended it, he was like, oh yeah, you can go down, this, that, and the other. Just put your name on the sign in on the way down. So you had to go down in like a basement area. There was a little bar and music. It was a bit squashed because it was small, but we managed to get a table. So we were all sat there, sort of seat dancing, because you could get up and sort of dance there. I had a little bit of a dance, but it was mainly like seat dancing. Me and my sister were like, doo, 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 doo. He's like, everyone's like, what are the fingers about? I'm like, don't know, it's a Manchester finger dance. We were just like this, and then one song came on, I can't remember what it was, 80s song, and I had my hair down, and we were just like flicking our hair about, me and my sister, but both at the same time sat in the seat. They were all like, what are they doing? So we were laughing and we had a good time, met some of their friends, we were all friendly, we had some champagne and that, and then my sister's daughter kept ringing her through the day, because she was a bit worried after what happened in Manchester. So she was like, Mum, are you all right? You all right? You know, because you're in London, not sure. We weren't sure, you know, we just didn't know if anything was going to happen or not. So she was like, yeah. And then that night, it was around about 10 o'clock, 10:15 or 10:30, something like that. My sister said, oh, Claire keeps ringing. She keeps trying to text me, because we couldn't hear our phones when we were down there. And I went, oh, right. She went, oh, I think something's happened. And then she said, oh, I think something's happened, but I'm not telling you. Don't check your phone, because you'll get dead paranoid. So I did check my phone, and Finn's auntie had tried to text me, tried to ring me, and I was thinking, why she rang me later on at night? She doesn't normally do that. I don't normally get phone calls off her. And I was thinking, what? And then it clicked, and I thought, something's definitely happened, because why would she be ringing me? So she put, I'm really worried about you, you know, saying about the tax. So I did have to have a nosy on my phone. I was like, no, oh, it's happened again. And I was like, how far away are we from where it's happened? Because all I'd heard at the point was, because I didn't know if it was, you know, an explosion, and they were like, no, it was stabbing someone, you know, we just heard snippets of bits, and running around and stabbing people. And I was like, oh my God, like, how far are we now? Oh, don't worry, but we're about half an hour away from it, I think, which is still scary, because obviously you don't know if like there was others about, and they did run off, but, you know, we're coming our way or heading, I don't know. But it was just a bit awful to end the night like that, you know, going down there, and I feel so sorry for the people down there again, as in, sorry if I get upset. In London, and like I said, it was just a weird feeling to come from Manchester. When I went the other weekend to put my plaque down, and then go to London, and like, be having a nice out, and then hear that, and it was like, oh my God, you know, can't believe it. So in the end, obviously, we went to try and get an Uber home back to my sister's friends. But there was no Ubers really, and they were saying, oh, it's quite quiet around this area. She said, you won't think it's quiet. To us, it was busy-ish. But she said, no, it's normally busier, but obviously everyone's trying to, you know, go back home sort of thing, because it's probably dangerous to be out really with what was going on. So literally, you know, we had to get on the bus, which took about half an hour to get to hers. And I won't lie, I did feel a bit edgy on the bus, because I just thought, I just can't wait to get back to my friends. I just can't wait to get back to my friends, you know. I can't wait to get back to my friends. I actually can't wait to get home. And that sounds awful, because we'd gone down visiting, and that was a Saturday. That wasn't even the Sunday when we were coming back. But I did feel a bit I felt a bit edgy on the way home to hers on the bus, till we got off the bus and we got in her apartment. And then I think we made some toast when we got in. I think a partner made some toast, and we did put the news on a bit, and I was just like, what the hell? What the hell is this world coming to? It's just bonkers. And then on Sunday, basically, we got up, had to cook breakfast again, chilled a little bit, got ready, packed our cases, and then they took us, because obviously we had to get down to the station, and, you know, and all that. So they dropped us off. And I'm not lying again, when I got on the train, I thought, I just can't wait to get home. And when we got on the train, it was delayed a little bit by signal things. And someone said, oh, it's really busy, this train, like, because loads of people obviously at the train station, like, they would be down there, but I think some people were going back earlier. And when we got on the train, someone was saying, oh, it's really packed. I won't try and get on that, it's really packed. But we just jumped on the first carriage, got in, didn't even think, sat, put our cases against the wall and thought, we'll just sit on our cases. Like, there was a few seats, but not like so I could sit next to my sister. And we sort of sat there. Then this girl got on with a little boy, about 1 or 1.5 or something, and she said, oh God, it's awful, isn't it? She went, I've just picked my boy up, because she said she was from Milton Keynes and maybe the father's from London. She said, I've just picked him up earlier. I've just picked him up 4 hours early because he isn't, I don't feel he's safe until he's with me. She said, I've picked him up 4 hours early. I just want to get home. And then there was someone in the carriageway, because we didn't click on at first, that a woman had got on with the kids, and the staff were saying something to her, and the other girl was saying, oh, I think she's getting a bit upset, like, because she's saying she just wants to get home, and her kids were crying, she just wants to get home. I said, well, yeah, but all the people coming out of London, you know, been day tripping or whatever, or weekend tripping, having a, you know, visit down there, just wanted to get home, which is understandable. And I don't know what she did in the end, but yeah, we were on the train, and then a little bit after came over the tannoy. Oh, if there's reserved seats now, there's some empty ones, so if you want to go and find them in carriage C and something else, just, you know, you can sit on them. So we got up and went, oh right, but the first carriage we were in, I think we were in, I don't know where, at the beginning of the train, I don't know what that is, but there was just 2 seats next to these 2 guys that were sat in front. I think I went, oh, we'll just sit here, we don't have to go all the way down to the other carriages, we'll just sit in these because no one's sat in them anyway. And if anyone does get on midway through travelling, we'll just get up if they have reserved seats. So we sat there, and then we bought ourselves a meal deal again, and then, oh, mummy, water and lemon as well. And then we bought ourselves a meal deal, and then the carriage came, Charlie came down the aisle going, oh, do you want a sandwich, do you want a sandwich? And this guy in front of us said, oh yeah, I love a sandwich. And I was thinking, oh, he hasn't paid for them. Well, we could have had a sandwich, but like, we've got our sandwiches, you know, meal deal. And I thought, oh, why are they giving free sandwiches out? Oh, it must be like the Virgin train. I don't know, because I don't do a lot of travelling, not been on a Virgin train. So I was like, oh, a bit posh on a Virgin train. You get free meals anyway, you know, whoever you are. So we didn't get a sandwich because we bought a sandwich. And then the next guy came down with tea and coffee. So we were like, oh yeah, well, yeah, we'll have a coffee. Should we have a coffee? Yeah, we'll have a coffee. Still didn't click on. And then a bit later on, must have been sat there for a good 45 minutes or something tricky. Well, it seemed like it. The ticket guy came down and he was like showing him his tickets. Then he turned around to me and my sister and went, oh, are you upgrading? And we went, what? And he was like, you upgrading? And she went, upgrading? And he went, yeah, it's first class. That's why there's free food and that. We were like, oh, right, how much is that? And we were like, £20. £20 each. I was like, no. And he said, no, we'll get up. So we got up. They didn't ask about our drinks because, I mean, to be serious, you know, if they'd have asked, we would have given them money for a coffee. But they didn't. So we got up and we ended up sitting in the baggage department because it was full. So we just said, we'll just sit on the floor, you know. I'm not posh. We'll just sit on the floor. I don't care. Just want to get home. I don't care where I'm sat. So we were sat there for a bit. But in the end, we did manage to get a seat for about half an hour. And then, but because we'd left our cases in first class and we'd gone near enough right down the end of the train, we didn't want to drag all the cases. So I said, right, when we get to Macclesfield, I said, we'll start making our way up. And when we get to Stockport, we'll make our way up to first class and we'll just go and sit on our cases where we were before. If anyone says anything, we're getting off in Manchester anyway because it's literally only a couple of minutes from the Stockport station, but we were going to Manchester. So, yeah, we did that and it was fine. Obviously, we got to Manchester and the police were about and everything because also I forgot that on, was it the Sunday? Was it Sunday? People were coming in for the concert, you know, the Manchester One Love. So it was quite busy. So we got home anyway. I said I had a good time. The only thing we were laughing at was, I don't mean I was laughing at the attack, but when that happened, the only person we didn't get a text off was my mum. We got a text off my dad saying, are you all right? Because like, that's why his auntie was worried because we knew you'd gone to London, but we didn't know where you'd gone. So when I'd messaged you and you not got back, and I normally get back quite quick, and you rang it, we'd had nothing and we were worried. My mum didn't even know what was going on, and she normally watches the news. It's normally not me who watches the news. Like I say, I don't watch the news, but I have been watching it lately because I need to know about them things. But even on the Sunday, she's like, wow, I could tell you on that. I haven't even seen any news. I went, oh my God. She went, and you were at that market anyway, weren't you? She meant the market that they ran into. I went, no, we were at Portobello Market. But Mum, if you thought we were there, why didn't you text us? I was like, oh my God. But anyway, apart from that, finding that out, which is so sad, we did have a nice time, but that put a bit of a dampness on it. But it's like, I've been watching the news because obviously I want to catch up on that, and Manchester won. I watched the Manchester One Love concert. It was fabulous. I wish I'd have got tickets for it, actually. It was brilliant. The people who went back, like the young girls who'd had shrapnel and things like that, who went back to watch it, were so brave to sit there because it must have been scary. Sorry, I'll get a second. It must have been scary going back because you'd be thinking the same thing, like, something's going to happen now. And, you know, even watching it on telly, it was like, my God, I hope nothing does because, you know what I mean. And sorry, I can never say her name. Ariana Grande was brilliant. She was fabulous. She got that together and she was so good. And at the end, I mean, I was crying all the way through. My mum didn't watch it. She was like, oh, how long's this on for? I was like, Mum, sit down and watch it. It's different when it's on your doorstep. I said, you feel it? Not that you don't. I don't feel things around the world, but obviously when it's on your doorstep. And when she sang Over the Rainbow, I couldn't believe it when she sang Over the Rainbow at the end because that's one of my favourite songs and it gets me all the time. Especially because that was a song that played at my Nana's funeral, but just such a lovely song to end it with. But I mean, if it's true what people say about these attackers who went around stabbing people, they shot them dead anyway, so shouting out, it's for Allah. And then apparently there was something the other day I read about some girl stabbing a girl on the way to work. She was a nursery worker, battered her and stabbed her. She hasn't died, I don't think, she's in hospital. I've not read it properly. But that apparently they'd shouted out Allah. Well, of what I've heard and I know of Muslims and their religion, you don't go around doing that. You don't go around stabbing people and shouting this is valid. You don't hurt other people. So there, to me, don't know if I'm right or not, I put in people who are proper Muslims as I see it, as in, you know, they love and they don't want to hurt people and all that, not these extremists. You're putting their name in a really bad light because all I see it as is, that's why I'm not saying, you know, that's why I've had time with witchy ways things, because Wiccans can be like religion, but I'm not really into big religion things because I think if you're in a country where it's multicultural, I just think my views are, well, you can believe in whatever religion you want to believe in and you can do your own thing behind closed doors of what, you know, how you pray or whatever it is that you do, as long as you're not hurting anyone. If you're in a religion where you have to go out hurting people or killing people, then that is wrong. And there's something wrong with you if you think that is right, because obviously you're being brainwashed if you think that is right. It's like something I was watching on the news the other day, was it this morning or last night, about albinism in Africa and places like that. They kill children over there just because the skin's different, because they're white, because they've got albinism, but because they're a bit like not educated in the sense that they don't know what it is to see it as like that child's got a demon in him or a devil, but they have like, because I've watched witch doctor things before, the witch doctors over there will want them, they will kill the children, because they believe that they've got like, I don't know, like a higher magical thing in them that you can go and look it up and stuff like that, but it's just disgusting. Humanity, I don't know what is going on with humanity at the minute, but we are all human beings. It doesn't matter what colour you are. If you're albino or, you know, you have dark skin, what religion you're into, it doesn't matter. I just see it as if you're in a country, you come to Britain, you're in a country and you've got a different religion to maybe Christianity or something, but I'm not into Christianity. That's why I say my thing that I believe in is to do with nature and stuff like that. It's not to do with other stuff. If you do come over, and hence us, not us, because I'm not, Christians going over to other countries, it's like, practice your religion if it's, you know, helping others and it's a positive thing. It's not hurting people and killing people, you know, behind closed doors or out. You don't have to go preaching to people. You just keep it in with your thing. But you can't go and put on your religions on other people to say, well, you must do this because this is what it says in my religion, because no, that's what you believe in. It doesn't mean I have to believe in it as someone else, but I can look at other people's religions and think, oh, I like a bit of that out of theirs and I like a bit out of theirs because, you know, it is nice and they're not hurting people. A religion shouldn't be hurting people. To me, a religion should be helping, positive, you know. you want to help other people, but you don't have to push it on people. If someone doesn't believe your religion, then fanfare on. You should just concentrate on what it is that you're doing. You don't have to worry about other people. I don't get, if you know what I mean. I know what I mean in my head. But for those people who have probably been brainwashed and saying that, because I'd hate to think, I wouldn't think that anyone on here is watching, if you're Muslim, you would be saying that, yes, in our religion, it tells you to go out killing people, and you should do that, and it should be in the name of Allah, because I don't think so. And I think those people who have said that are saying it because in my eyes, it's like they were going around saying that if they've been brainwashed and they're anything to do with ISA and that's what they're doing, they're shouting that out, because then, I don't know if you're going to get what I mean, if everyone's thinking, oh my God, it's in the name of Allah, so it's Muslims, it's going to be people who, you know, are Christian or whatever. We're going to be fighting against Muslims, because we're going to be saying no, because you're all shouting this out as you're going around stabbing people and you're doing this and you're doing that. It's to put us at war with people. It's to put us at war with it. If you get what I mean. That's how I see it in my head. They're doing this, so they're going to scare people, and they're all going to be no, because they're running around shouting this out. But to me, it's not. But they're giving you a bad name, and I think that's what they want. They want us to think that, so there's going to start being an uproar against, you know, people and people who are Muslims and stuff. That's how I see it. And I hate to end this video talking about that, but, you know, I did go to London. It did happen. That's how I sort of think about things. And I just think it's a shame for the world. We have so many beautiful cultures in the world and religions with beautiful things within the religions, but everyone can choose to be whatever religion they want to be as long as it's not harming and killing people. But it's like, where's the world going? When our armies have gone, don't get me wrong, when our armies have gone over to different countries and they've gone over to, no, why has it gone out of my head? You know, all these countries that are, you're not hearing a lot about, where they're you know, there's attacks happening over there all the time and kids are dying and this, that and the other. It's not because we don't think about it. It's obviously more thinking when it's on your doorstep. But you know, people do think about it like I think about it, like it's awful. You know, all the wars going on around the world to do with money and oil and different shitty things because people are greedy and they'll say it's this and that, and it all boils down to different things, which I'm not even getting into, because some people might be like, well, it's not. Well, it is. But it's just a shame that humanity are like that, and they're not bothered about killing people and this, that, and the other. And it's like our armies go over and they're doing a job when they're told off the government or whatever. It's like we've got to go and bomb this and do that. But it doesn't mean we think like that. Then people that have died in Manchester and the people that have got stabbed in London, it doesn't mean that that person felt like that. That if somewhere's been getting blown up abroad, you know, in a foreign country, that we're agreeing with that just because our troops or someone might have gone in or whatever. That's not down to us, you know. We would not want that. I would not want that for the world. I don't like seeing the news around the world of other people in other countries dying and this, that and the other. And I know it sounds corny. Of course, a lot of people would want world peace. It's, you know, but there's always someone to fuck things up, basically. And I'm just hoping through all this that in the end the younger generation will see that the world we're just ripping each other apart with things, and it's just awful that your kids have to grow up in this, and it is going to be one of these things that I think that's how it's going to be unless there's a massive change. But this, I don't even know what to say. It's just mad. It's so mad. You can't. It's not an eye for an eye. You don't go around doing that because something's happened in Syria, or so we're going to come up, we're going to do this. Most people don't want that. It's the government and people saying send them over there and do this and do that. It's not, you know, most of us normal people, we don't want that for other people in different countries, their children and stuff like that. Like some of them over there don't really want that for us. It's just disgusting. We should all be together with religions. You just, you know, if you've got a religion, just keep it to, just, you know, I don't even know what I'm saying, but it's just a sad place we're living in at the minute, and I just have to sort of say that I don't know if I actually made frigging sense there, but I'm going to have to go because Finn's obviously not going to sleep and he's shouting his bonks off, so he's not going to sleep today. So I'll see you on a better note soon. I just had to sort of get that out, and I'll be seeing you soon. Bye.